Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. This is me. Picked up this book just entitled Nitro. This, of course, I believe is written by a guy named Guy. He has a podcast where it's like the secrets of WCW Nitro that I think they came out with in order to promote this book. I read The Death of WCW years ago. I watched the WWE documentary on the rise and fall of WCW, and I love the story about how basically a wrestling organization came from being looked at as just a run-of-the-mill Southern wrestling company to being bought by Ted Turner because of how much wrestling meant to TBS back in the day, and then finally getting a primetime show to go up against WWF with WCW NITRO, and then just branding out and becoming the largest wrestling company there was in the world, being the first person to ever beat Vince McMahon at his own game by just basically spending more money than Vince was able to spend, and get all of the wrestling viewers in the United States to watch their show before it coming to a crashing halt. I honestly am looking forward to reading Nitro a lot. Death of WCW was written by Brian Alvarez as well as R.D. Reynolds of Wrestle Crap, but what was brought to light by Eric Bischoff that Starcast was that a lot of people, sort of don't want to give Death of WCW its time because they feel it's written by a dirt sheet writer, and this is actually written by this, I guess you can say, a casual fan that just reached out and just kept asking questions. Eric Bischoff was interviewed for the book, and this is actually not told from the wrestler's wrestling point of view. It's almost told from the point of view as the people who were in charge of getting Nitro on WCW, the people that, worked the cameras, that were the directors, and people that were in boardrooms that made the decision that WCW as well as Nitro and Thunder needed to be taken off TBS and TNT. This is a little bit of a different look. The Death of WCW, its first version before its re-release, was actually a paperback version. I think it took 10 years before a re-release came out with it being in hardcover. But I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, everything that I've ever learned about WCW is just fascinating. And now here I am able to just dig in just a little bit more. See, this is the writer, Guy Evans. I believe he hosts the Secrets of WCW podcast, and he just honestly just reached out to everybody there was. You can see there's a table of contents, just about everything that they talk about. Eric Bischoff read this book, and he talks about it on his podcast. Conrad Thompson has come out and basically said this is going to be a new reference that they use on all three versions of his podcast. We can really dig deep into. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this book. I picked it up on Black Friday when I believe when Amazon was running a deal where there was $5 off every book. So I think I picked this up for $20, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure. So I got a good deal. Hopefully you guys can go out there and find a good deal as well. It's not even WCW. It's just entitled Nitro.